I looked back up at her like a scared little puppy and I said, I have no idea who I am. And that was scary. And that's such a common thread of what we hear from people at the centre. They come in and say, I just don't know who I am. When people come in and tell me that now, I say congratulations. Because I know what comes after that. And what comes after that is absolutely beautiful. Because whilst it is so scary to not know who you are, when you start disassociating and breaking off from your patterns that you have, your blinkers come off. And you'll be more open to experience and open to help and open to healing. Because when we have a strict vision of who we are, this is what I do, this is how I act around certain people. We're walking around like this. It's a very, very narrow view of the world. When we realize none of that is essentially us, we are open. Okay? As human beings, we need a sense of self. We need to define ourselves. And we're going to invest that sense of self somewhere. Right now, most people invest it in our personality, our identity. I'm going to challenge you and ask you to maybe invest it somewhere else. Because I asked myself in that moment, I'm like, well, if I'm not my behaviours, if I'm not all these constant thoughts that I have, what the bloody hell am I? And then I asked myself, hang on, who's behind those thoughts? Who's behind those behaviours? Okay? And I realised there's this awareness, there's this observer, there's this silent witness that's been watching my entire life, probably thinking, what the fuck is this guy doing? But no, this unwavering presence, it is the same no matter what. And I realised it was there in me when I was born. Throughout my childhood, throughout all the horrible times in my life, it was there and it was unwavering. Through all the great times in my life, it was there and it was unwavering. And in the future, it was going to be with me forever. And I started asking myself, hang on, maybe I want to invest myself there. Because when I invest myself in my identity or my personality, where's that coming from? It's coming from mental and emotional patterns on my brain that are based on my past. That's why we keep living out our past and we get stuck in patterns. That comes from the mind, which I put in brackets the ego. The ego is not just the voice that says I'm better than everyone else. The ego is also the voice that says everyone's better than me. It's that same thing. Okay? So I'm going to challenge you to tap into that awareness.